Hola nuevamente chicos y chicas, bienvenidos a este otro video tutorial de Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Ok, como recuerdan en videos anteriores, no me acuerdo en cuál, encontramos un CD en medio del atrio. Entonces, por ahí, bueno, no descubrí, pero sí vi con la visión nueva de Freddy, que bueno, con los ojos de Roxanne. Resulta que hay una puerta hasta el inicio del juego donde por primera vez nos aparece Monty, Roxy y Chica que nos empiezan a perseguir. Pues resulta que adentro hay un tipo reproductor de CDs y tenemos que meter los 16 CDs en este aparato. Entonces, en este video les voy a decir la ubicación de todos los CDs. Ok, uno está aquí en el salón de Roxy, exactamente donde es como una peluquería, una estética. Y el CD, ahí está, en este apartado donde Roxy, no sé si se puede tomar una foto o algo. Pero vamos a tomarlo. Y ese sería el... Bueno, en teoría, ahorita, bueno, en teoría tengo cuatro. Ustedes solo vieron uno. Les digo que el primero está en el atrio. Les voy a decir más o menos en qué ubicación es si no vieron ese video. Y los otros dos se los voy a explicar también en caso de que vaya para allá, porque no me acuerdo dónde los agarré. Creo que uno sí lo agarré, bueno, sí me acuerdo dónde lo agarré, pero el otro no estoy muy seguro. Entonces en este video les voy a decir las ubicaciones exactas. El primero, bueno, el primero que recogimos está ahí. Y el segundo está en el atrio. Pero vamos a ir poco a poquito con cada ubicación. Ok, ahora sí estamos en el salón principal de Roxy, donde, bueno, de las carreras, donde la destruimos desafortunadamente. Y aquí está. Está hasta el fondo, donde creo que es donde salimos cuando nos enfrentamos a ella. Y aquí está. Ok, quiero aclarar algo que no sé si ya lo dije, que solamente los podemos encontrar con la visión mejorada de Freddy. O sea, solamente con los ojos de Roxanne podemos encontrar estos discos. Entonces, sí, mejoren a Freddy con los ojos de Roxanne y ya con eso ya pueden ir, encontrar a todos los CDs. Pero para más fácil yo les voy a decir. Ok, ya estamos llegando al atrio, donde encontramos el otro CD. Aquí donde está Roxy. Aquí está, aquí, bueno, aquí debería estar. A ver, a ver. Roxy, no te vayas a venir acá, por favor. Ah, lo puedo recoger. ¡Dame chance, Freddy! Yo pensé que era ponerlo, pero no lo recogí. Pero como ya lo recogimos, obviamente no aparece. Adiós, Roxy. Entonces vamos a ir a la Kids Cove, donde ahí también, creo que fue donde agarré el otro. No estoy muy seguro, la verdad. Discúlpeme, pero no me acuerdo muy bien. Pero creo que sí lo agarré de aquí. Pero el chiste es que está por cerca de un tesoro. Bueno, más bien está en un tesoro. Uf. Ah, bueno, aquí. Exactamente aquí debería estar el CD. Solo como ya les dije, ya lo recogimos. Entonces, ahora vámonos a la siguiente ubicación, que sería la panadería de Chica. ¿What? Bueno, ok, ya estamos dentro de la panadería de Chica. Ahí. Y aquí está. Aquí está el mencionado CD. Es entrando luego. Es justo en el primer cupcake. Ok. Creí que iba... ¿What? ¿Dónde está? Ah, ya lo vi. Sí, sí, yo lo vimos abajo, pero bueno. Ahí está. Entonces ya tenemos el CD de la panadería chica. Ok, ahora estamos en Monty's Golf, ya que uno de los CDs está en uno de los hoyos, por así decirlo. Nada más que no recuerdo en qué hoyo exactamente debe estar. Pero así, yo creo que debe estar por la, ¿cómo se llama? Por la oficina de seguridad. Por lo que recuerdo, por lo que vi. Ajá, está en el hoyo 5. En el hoyo 5 está, chavos. Miren a dónde fue a parar el mendigo. Ay, me espantó, pensé que era. Pensé que me habían espantado. Ok. Ok, ya conseguimos en el Monty Gold. Ahora vámonos a la otra área que es el Faster Blast. No está tan... Le digo, no está tan complicado conseguir los discos, pero está aquí el quinto disco. Ok, estamos en Faster Blast. Y el CD está aquí luego, donde están todos los trofeos. Muy fácil, la verdad. Y de aquí solo sería el único. Entonces, lo recogemos. Perfecto. Vámonos. Ok, ahora dirijámonos al tercer piso, ya que ahí hay varios CDs. Solo que hay una parte donde no podemos usar a Freddy. Por lo mismo de que no se puede acceder. Entonces creo que por ahí hay un glitch. Entonces voy a tratar de ver si puedo meter a Freddy ahí. Ok, estamos en la bolera de Bonnie, ya que no recuerdo bien si fue aquí donde sí recogí, por lo menos de que vimos el easter egg de Freddy tratando de... Sí, aquí, bueno, en teoría aquí debería estar uno, el CD. Entonces ya creo que en un video anterior que no me acordaba, ya lo recogimos. A ver, en teoría puedo pasar acá. ¿What? ¿What?
I do not come up here anymore. I miss him.
¿What? ¿What? ¿CD retro? ¿Y este dónde lo pongo? Pero... Ya. Ahí estaba la ubicación del CD. Entonces ya podemos decir que ya lo encontramos. Ok, estamos dentro de Fatskey, donde uno de los CDs está dentro de... No sé si se puede decir como tipo karaoke. Bueno, no importa. Pero el chiste es que está... Hola, chica. Está en una de esas habitaciones de karaoke. A ver. Espero que esté aquí luego. No. Entonces va a estar hasta el final. Posiblemente. Yo espero que esté cerca porque no voy a estar. Necesito ahorrar la pila a Freddy. ¡Ajá! Rápido. Yo pensé que iba a estar hasta el fondo, pero no. Uf. Entonces, lo recogemos y espero que chica no venga. Y si no, pues lo aturdimos con su propia caja de voz. Ok, estamos dentro de Marseille. Y es que estoy guardando la pila de Freddy porque no le he cargado otra vez. Y en teoría debería... Ajá, creo que era acá. Creo que era... sí, exactamente. Aquí es donde está el CD. Justamente en esta máquina de gaseosas. Dentro de Marseille. A la entrada del Rockstar Row, ya que si recordarán, hay un tipo... cuadro de Freddy y Antours. Ahí voy a que cargue. Exacto, aquí miren. Exactamente en ese mini escenario de Freddy y Antours. Y aquí encontraremos el siguiente CD. Bueno, yo estaba buscando en el mostrador de premios, ahí donde nos atacó Monty y Roxanne así muy sucesivamente. Y resulta que los cambiaron de lugar, porque se supone que ahí estaban antes los CDs, pero por lo mismo de que no se puede usar a Freddy ahí, los cambiaron obviamente. Y es buena razón, ya que es muy difícil encontrar los CDs sabiendo que no puedes usar a Freddy en esa parte. Ok, estamos entrando al donde está el pasillo principal, o donde están los cuartos de los animatrónicos, y dando vuelta por aquí, que cuando carguen las texturas, ok, ahora sí, y dando vuelta por aquí, y donde encontramos es el boleto para el backstage, ahí donde están viendo, ahí está el CD, justamente en esta parte, y ahí está, lo recogemos. Ok, aquí donde están estos carteles de anunciando a Foxy. Y si nos acercamos al pulpo, ahí está el siguiente CD. Y lo recogemos. Ok, entonces recuerden, en el pasillo principal, junto a esos carteles. Ok, y no lejos de ahí, vamos a esta puerta donde... Por general casi no puede entrar Freddy, pero lo vamos a llamar, no hay tanto problema. Vamos a ubicar un... No, bueno, no. Un cartel de Helpy. Creo que está del otro lado. Ahí está. Ahí está el Helpy. Y ahí está el CD. Perfecto. Esto está donde recogimos el pase de sesión de fotos. Casi luego entrando a la puerta donde encontramos el anterior. Ok, ahora para los dos últimos CDs tenemos que ir acá donde está el icono de Freddy, que es donde nos llevó primera vez Freddy para que nos curáramos en teoría. Pero el CD está en un lugar, digamos, bueno, no secreto. Ay, güey. Pero resulta que no se nos podía acceder por lo mismo de que no teníamos las mejoras de Freddy. Y en esta ocasión vamos a ir... Ok, entonces pasando esta puerta a la derecha, que fue donde nos llevó Freddy para curarnos. Y resulta que... Ay, acá hay una puerta... Bueno, estaba invisible, pero... había una puerta aquí que tenía el logo de Monty y no lo podíamos obviamente cruzar porque no teníamos la mejora de las garras. Pero ya como las tenemos, ahora sí recogemos el CD en el peluche de Foxy. Y ahora sí, vamos por el último CD. Ok, estamos en el lugar donde nos encontramos por primera vez a Chica que lo distrajimos con esos botes. Entonces, después de que recordar que hay un lugar que nos metimos como un tipo sótano. Bueno, el chiste es que aquí está, justo en este sillón. Y ahora sí, con esto, chavos, ya tendríamos los 16 CDs en total. Ahora sí, vamos a esa localización que les decía, que es, digamos, secreta. Y de hecho, ahí nos está marcando. Y vamos a ver, y les voy a decir cómo acceder a ella. Ay, no es cierto, está del otro lado. Ok, recuerdan que aquí Monty nos apareció de este lado. Entonces, vamos a ver qué hay de este lado de Monty. Y resulta que aquí hay una puerta, pero no se ve porque ya la había roto. What the fuck, ok. Ok. Cierto, aquí hay otra puerta y con la voz de Chica también lo quitamos. Y ahí está la puerta, chavos. Ahí está la puerta. Pero no hay nada de abrirla, al menos que tengas la cámara y... Ahí está. ¡Oh! Es el cuarto de Sister Location. ¡Oh, los Octimothers! ¡Oh! Ok, se ve que alguien está aquí porque dejó las palomitas tiradas. Entonces, vamos a colocar ahora sí los CDs.
Hello, Vanessa. How are you feeling today? You look a little tired. Well, it's been a while since
¿Y
we
los
last
subtítulos?
spoke. How's your anxiety been? You did so well with your calming protocols when we first worked together. Are you still using those? Yes? Okay, good. Well, now I understand there's a new issue. It came on just recently, rather suddenly. Can you tell me about it?
What issue? I've been doing my job. I come in and sit at my desk and do my work.
Yes, of course you do. Your performance reviews are good. But a routine check of your online history has revealed that you spent quite a bit of time with someone in an encrypted conversation. We have transcripts, and I've read them. But it's not clear what you're talking about in these conversations. I can't make sense of it. You must be getting something from these that I'm not getting, right? Who are you talking to in these?
No one. Sometimes I talk with Lewis. He's in the marketing department. He's nice, I guess.
Yes, I see Lewis here. But there's someone else.
Ok, no tengo idea de lo que dijeron porque no había subtítulos. ¿Qué onda con los subtítulos, chavos?
Good morning. Isn't it a pretty day? No? What's the matter? Oh, right. Too bright. I'll pull the shades. Better?
Son 16 de
When
veras.
the shades pulled, it feels like we're in a cubbyhole or a cave? Yeah? So you're not talking to me again today? This isn't all that productive, you know. Don't you think the sessions are more successful when you talk to me? You know, everyone associated with this company gets performance reviews, right? When my sessions don't get results, my reviews aren't very good. If you don't want to talk for your own sake, how about for mine? You don't want me to get in trouble, do you? I could be put in the corner for a timeout. Yeah, you think that's funny, huh? Go ahead. Sit down.
I don't know you. What happened to...
Oh, we'll get to know each other in no time. I've read through all your files, so I feel like we've been talking for weeks. I feel like I know your dad, too. Bill, right? Your dad's name was Bill? I'm sorry, what did you say?
I try to do what I'm supposed to do.
I know you do. Your supervisor notes that you follow instructions perfectly. Your dad made you follow instructions, didn't he? I'm talking about the custody battle between your mum and your dad. Your dad didn't play fair, did he? He used to make your mum look bad in court. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Do you want to talk about how that felt? I suppose I don't need you to tell me it felt bad to have a parent scare you into saying things that weren't true. He manipulated you. It wasn't your fault. It's really sad, but it's common for one parent to use their child to hurt the other parent. I know your mum after she lost the custody case.
I was supposed to be a good girl.
What happened to her had nothing to do with you, even though it was your testimony that did it. Was that testimony true? No, I didn't think so. But your dad is to blame, not you. You're not going to talk to me? No? What's the problem? Oh, the flowers? Yes, these are particularly fragrant today, aren't they? I'll move them. There. Now, let's see. What are you looking at? You're amazingly alert, aren't you? All right. Well, I'd like to have you tell me about yourself, but I can see that you're not going to do that. Or are you? All right then. If you aren't going to talk to me, I'll just go by these notes. You just sit there and be comfy. Or not. That chair doesn't really fit you, does it? Well, this won't take long. Let's see. Your previous counselor is no longer available. Does that bother you? No? You don't look surprised to see me sitting here instead of your last therapist. Well, then, let's get to it. I'll admit that some of what's in your file is a little surprising. Overall, you don't come across as a troublemaker, but if you read between the lines, it's clear that you have a little rebellious side, right? And I'm surprised by your knowledge of computers. You're something of a phenom. Do you know what that word means? It means you have unusual skill, like a hacker. I assume you know what a hacker is. Yes? Do you think of yourself as a hacker? Good morning, Vanessa. Let's jump right in, shall we? I got a message last night about you, and I have to be honest, it was upsetting. Apparently, the IT department has put together a pretty lengthy report chronicling non-job-related communications that have been coming to your computer. The fact that you're still doing something obviously not work-related on the job is disturbing enough, but what bothers me about what I read is that the messages you're getting seem very manipulative in nature. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I get a lot of messages from friends. I like when Lewis writes to me. He's funny.
I'm not talking about Lewis. You know who I'm talking about. Why won't you open up about it? What you might not know is that this person who's been sending you messages has been hacking into your personal files too. These are the same files I have here. These files are full of details about your life. Do you know what that means?
I'm not in the tech department. I just type on the computers.
I know that. But what matters here is that this person who is contacting you knows a lot about you.
Lots of people know more than I do. Sometimes I need to listen.
Good morning. It's good to meet you. I've read your file, so I'm up to speed on what you and your previous therapist have worked on. Sure, you can have a candy. I'll have one too. You look chill sitting there like that. Not a care in the world, huh? Alright, well, I'd like to start by talking about your parents. What happened to them? And you? It was tragic. But when I looked through the notes, I didn't get a sense that you've processed that emotionally. When I read your account of what happened, it came across as, well, more of an objective rather than a subjective narrative. What I mean is that the way you told the story is more like you were reading something from a book than you were talking about your own past. That makes me think you've cut yourself off from it. Is that right? Not sure? Well, I see in your file that you spend a lot of time by yourself and are good at self-dialogue. You know what I mean? Asking yourself questions and getting answers. So maybe you should ask yourself how you really feel about your past. Maybe you should give yourself a chance to really look at what happened and let yourself be upset about it, so you can let it go. Hi, Vanessa. Would you like a candy? Butterscotch stay.
No, thank you. Those have 35 calories apiece.
Well, they taste good to me. Okay, I thought we could do something today that will help us get to know one another better. It looks like you've never taken an ink blot test, right? No? Okay. Then I'm going to show you some ink blots, like this one. And I want you to tell me the first thing it makes you think of. Here we go. What do you see here?
A treehouse.
It does look sort of like a treehouse, doesn't it? Do you like treehouses?
I like to sit outside and read.
That's good. Now, what about this one?
A beetle.
Really? Looks like a face to me. That's very interesting. Have you thought more about what we talked about? In our last session, you told me you were sad and scared about what happened to you. I suggested you write down exactly what made you so sad and scared. Did you do that? You know, I work with people of all ages, from little kids to the very elderly, and everyone reacts to tragedy differently. Tragedy always leads to a feeling of loss. It's a hole that feels funny, right? Yeah. So, if you could process those feelings, how do you think it would affect your fantasies? Would you keep them in the way they are? What are you doing? Oh, you like those? I do too. They smell so sweet, don't they? Apparently, the janitor on this floor has a garden and has been putting bouquets in the offices here for years. Do you ever grow things? No?
I work a lot.
I know you do. Maybe more than you should. More free time would do you good. Do you have a hobby? No? Perhaps we could find one for you, like a sport. No? I have a craft space in my basement. Maybe I could come up with something you could learn to do.
I don't like dark basements.
I'd say make yourself comfortable, but I think you already are. It looks like you could take a nap. That's a nice chair, isn't it? According to these message logs, you've been working pretty late over the last couple of weeks. Or not working. Are you ready to talk about who you're interacting with? From what I can see here, the interaction is getting more serious. Is it distracting you from your work?
My work is important. There's a non-disclosure agreement.
Good morning, Vanessa. Well, I can't blame you for looking out the window instead of listening to me. It's a gorgeous day, isn't it?
I like the blue sky.
So do I. Now, let's see what we can get done on this nice sunny day. Okay, here we go. I know part of your job requires you to do online searches, but a routine audit of your search history has revealed that you're doing a little private searching on company time. Is that right?
I get breaks.
That's true. So, on your breaks, it looks like you were shopping for a costume. You purchased some fake fur material. What are you gonna make? What was that? Did you say the costume is a secret? Why is that?
I can't talk about this. He said he would always be watching. He could be here, or there, or anywhere in between.
Are you talking about your dad? Have those feelings come up again? I hate sounding like a broken record, but this is something you really need to resolve if you're ever going to be happy.
I have. I compartmentalized him. He's locked away.
No, that's not what I mean. You can't just ignore an issue. You have to face your memory of the experiences and process them so you can let it go. So you don't get triggered anymore. You can use a sort of self-dialogue to release these things.
I don't like doing that.
Well, okay. We'll get back to that. I'd really like to know something about this costume. What's it for? I understand you'll be transferring to a different location soon. I'll be sorry to see you go. I think we've been making progress, don't you? You can request to come back and speak with me more on your own time, though. Did you know that? Our sessions don't have to be company mandated. I have all sorts of clients, Vanessa. I don't just work with corporations. I work with individuals and small groups. I even work in schools. I'm wherever I'm needed.
I'm needed somewhere else now. Thank you.
When I'm getting to know a new client, I like to start by finding out directly from them what they like to do. How do you spend all the time you have? Nothing. Well, how do you feel about sports? You like sports? Yeah? No? Oh, I get it. You like to watch them, but not play them. You like being inside, don't you? I get that. Lots of weird stuff outdoors, isn't there? Yeah, I understand. Well, I hate to do this right off the bat, but I've been directed to ask you about this. Apparently, I'm the 4th therapist you've had. And apparently, all 3 of your former therapists have gone missing. Or 2 of them are missing. I don't want to scare you, but I have to tell you that one of them was found dead. That doesn't seem to upset you. Well, then I guess I'll go ahead and tell you that the woman's body was pretty messed up. It looked like it was mangled by machinery. That doesn't bother you either? It's all pretty strange, I think. I'm not clear on the circumstances. Apparently the police don't have any evidence. How does all of this make you feel? Maybe I should be watching my back. Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? Okay, shall we move on to something lighter? Do you know a place called Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex? I'll take your silence as a yes. And besides, I know you know it, because the technicians who work for Pizzaplex know you. Or rather, I guess it would be better to say that they think they do. They report that they've caught you on camera, or at least it appears to be you. Nothing to say about that? Well, the techs are convinced that you've hacked into their system many times. Although, I'll admit I don't see any proof here. Seems like they have more of a gut feeling than fact. but apparently the hacks are causing all kinds of problems. You get a kick out of that? The idea of techs running around like chickens with their heads cut off? Yeah, that's a funny image, isn't it? But seriously, I have to say that I think it's weird that you'd spend so much time in such a busy, social place. You seem like more of a loner to me. Lots of time by yourself instead of with friends. Lots of time talking to yourself. Right? Is it the electronics you like? I saw in your file that you have developed software programs that talk to you in repeat phrases, right? The program asks you questions and prompts you for responses. It's kind of like your own self-therapy, isn't it? Another way of talking to yourself to work things out, right? When I saw some of your recent encrypted conversation logs, that's what I thought I was looking at. It felt like I was watching someone go back and forth in their own head. But the techs found something that's different than that. When I read what they found, at first, I thought I was looking at more examples of you just talking with yourself. Then I realized it was different. When I study this, it sounds like there is someone else responding to you. Who is it?
I saw some ink blot test results in your file. I like ink blot tests. You want to do one? Yes? Okay. How about this one? What do you see? What? You want to hold it? Okay. You think it's a mask? It reminds you of a mask? Like a disguise? Yeah, I can see that. You like the idea of being disguised? Disguises let you be sort of invisible, don't they? You can get away with almost anything when you're invisible, can't you? Yeah, you like that idea, huh? Well, okay, moving on. I have another report we need to talk about. Apparently, the techs were reviewing communications going in and out of this building, and they came across some interesting things. They say you were in communication with someone, or maybe something. Pretty strange. What do you think about that? Nothing? Well, the techs say it looked to them like it was an attempt to manipulate you, or maybe to lure you somewhere. There, that's better. On this side of the desk, I can see your eyes. The thing is, when I read the communications, I get something different out of them. I don't think you're being manipulated here. I think you're the one doing the manipulating. No comment? Huh? Okay. Then how about this? I have this still shot the techs pulled from the security footage that recorded you in the Pizzaplex. That's you, isn't it? I know this image is distorted, but I think it looks like you. And you're not alone here. You're talking to someone. Or something. It's hard to tell. What are those things? They almost look like rabbit ears. What? You find that amusing? Well, I guess it is. I got another message from the techs at the Pizzaplex. I'm afraid it's about you again. The techs have been struggling to fix some serious glitches with the robots. I'm not sure what exactly is wrong, except that it's making the robots more eerie than entertaining. You like that? Eerie instead of entertaining? Thanks, but it's really not that funny. Apparently, the glitch extended beyond the robots. It went system-wide. It began infecting all the machines, and when the techs traced the glitch back to its origin, it led them to you. I'm not going to pretend to understand everything I'm reading here, but what I get is that the system-wide glitch was like a cascade that was broadcasting a very dangerous message. While the techs were trying to reprogram the system to remove the glitch, the source of the glitch shifted. You'll have to excuse me, I'm not all that familiar with computer programming, so I might get this wrong, but what I understand is that the glitch stopped being a glitch and turned into an intentional set of subroutines that were aimed at creating the same thing the glitch created. Those subroutines seem to have come from you. Can you explain that? Listen, I'm on your side here. Our sessions are just between you and me. The techs can't prove what they think, so you're not in trouble. I just thought you could tell me what you're trying to do. Maybe if we could get to the bottom of that, it could help you. What do you think? Still not talking? Alright. Well then let's do this. Why don't we talk about the research I did in your past, shall we? Some therapists think they should only focus on information they get from their clients, but some therapists, like me, think it's helpful to find out about clients from other sources. Wanna guess what I found out when I looked into the tragedy of your past? All that stuff about your parents? You aren't even gonna look at me? Fine. You can look at the floor all you want. But it won't change the fact that none of what you said in your file about your parents was true. The truth is, you had great parents, a great childhood. Why did you lie? Look at me. Tell me why you lied. Well, I can understand why you might feel angry about the way I just confronted you. Why don't we come back to this another day? You're shaking your head as though that's not going to happen.
Pues resumiendo, chavos, Vanessa está asistiendo con una psicóloga por recomendación de Pitaplex, ya que están notando que está teniendo contacto con alguien que obviamente ese alguien es William Afton. Y no solo una, sino con 4 psicólogas, ya que cada vez que una le preguntaba que con quién se estaba contactando, esta desaparecía, incluso encontrando a una de ellas muerta. Y en el transcurso de estas citas con las psicólogas, le preguntan a Vanessa su infancia y el por qué fue contratada en Pitaplex, ya que ella sabía mucho de computadoras. Y al final nos presentan que un tipo de error o glitch está afectando a los animatrónicos, haciéndoles comportarse de manera errática. Esto nos podría decir que por qué en el transcurso del juego los animatrónicos nos quieren atrapar, ya que ya están siendo controlados por Vanessa y esta por William Afton. Entonces, chavos, vamos a concluir este video hasta acá. Espero que les haya gustado y pues los espero para la siguiente edición, y espero que me digan en los comentarios qué opinan de esto, si es correcto lo que se puede decir que William Afton ya está controlando a Vanessa y ya está a los animatrónicos. Pero bueno, todos vamos a gastar esta edición hasta acá y los veo para la siguiente edición. Adiós.